Picture this. You walk into a party. Music's playing. People are laughing. Everyone seems to know each other. Across the room, you see someone you'd love to talk to. Maybe it's a potential friend, a new coworker, or even someone you're interested in. You think, okay, I should go say hi. But then your brain goes, wait, what do I say? What if it gets awkward? What if they think I'm weird? And before you know it, the moment's gone. Or maybe at work. You're stuck in the elevator with your boss. It's just the two of you. Silence. You want to say something, but nothing comes out. Those few seconds feel like hours. We've all been there. Talking to people, whether strangers, colleagues, or even people we already know, can feel intimidating. But here's the good news. Conversation is a skill. And just like any skill, you can learn it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to talk to anyone. No fake tricks, no cheesy pickup lines. Just real strategies that help you connect with people, build trust, and actually enjoy conversations. By the end, you'll have a toolkit you can use at parties, at work, on dates, or literally anywhere you meet new people. So let's get into it. Here's the first secret. Great conversationalists aren't the people who talk the most, they're the people who listen the best. Think about it. When someone really listens to you, you feel important. You feel valued. And that's exactly how you want others to feel when they talk to you. Let's say you're at a party and someone says, "Yeah, I just got back from a trip." Most people would just nod and move on. But instead, you lean in and say, "Oh, really? Where did you go?" They light up and tell you they went hiking in the mountains. You follow up. "That sounds amazing. What was your favorite part?" Now, instead of small talk, you've unlocked a whole story. And here's the magic. You didn't even have to come up with something clever. You just asked, listened, and showed curiosity. Use the listen, repeat, respond method. Listen carefully. Repeat a key detail. "Oh, so you went hiking?" Respond with curiosity. "Was it your first time, or do you go often?" That's how you keep conversations flowing naturally, without running out of things to say. The next secret to talking to anyone is finding common ground. Conversations flow more easily when you can connect over something you both share, no matter how small it is. It doesn't have to be deep or life-changing. It could be music, food, hobbies, or even something as simple as the weather. The trick is to listen for hooks, little clues in what someone says that you can grab onto and build from. Imagine you're at the office break room. A coworker says, "Mondays are rough." Instead of just laughing awkwardly and leaving, you say, "Tell me about it. I had 3 cups of coffee already. Do you usually need caffeine to get going too?" Boom. You just created a mini bond over something as ordinary as coffee. That shared experience makes the conversation feel natural instead of forced. Or picture this. You're on a first date, and the other person says, "I love Italian food." That's your hook. You can say, "No way, me too. I just found this little pasta spot downtown. Have you tried it?" Suddenly, the energy shifts. Instead of an awkward Q&A session, you're connecting over something enjoyable. The key takeaway is that common ground is like conversational glue. The more you find it, the smoother and stronger your conversations become. Here's the thing. When it comes to conversations, your body speaks before your mouth does. People decide within seconds whether you're approachable, and most of that decision has nothing to do with your words. So how do you look more confident and open? Smile. A genuine smile is like a welcome sign. Keep your posture open. No crossing arms, no slouching, no hiding behind your phone. Use eye contact. Not a death stare, just a steady, relaxed gaze. Mirror their energy. If they're chill and laid back, don't overwhelm them with over-the-top enthusiasm. If they're excited, lean in and match their vibe. Let's say you're introduced to someone new at a friend's barbecue. If you stand stiff, arms crossed, looking at the ground, they'll assume you don't want to talk. But if you smile, angle your body toward them, and keep your hands relaxed by your side, you instantly look open and friendly. Even before you say a word, you've sent a signal. I'm approachable. I'd like to connect. People remember less of what you said and more of how you made them feel. And your body language is the first message you ever send. Here's where most conversations fall flat. We ask boring questions. So, what do you do? How's your day? Do you like the movie? These questions are fine to start, but they don't go anywhere. If you want memorable conversations, you've got to ask better questions. Ones that spark stories, opinions, or emotions. Instead of, did you like the movie? Ask, what did you think about the ending? Do you like your job? Ask, what's the most interesting part of your job? This way, you open the door for someone to share more than just yes or no. Picture this. You're on a first date, and instead of asking the same old, so, what do? You try this. If you could design your dream job, what would it look like? Suddenly, instead of a boring rundown of their 9 to 5, you're hearing about their passions, goals, and what excites them. That's way more engaging, and it shows you actually care about who they are, not just what's on their resume. Pro tip, remember the acronym FORD: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. If you're ever stuck, ask about one of these. People never run out of things to say about them. Good questions don't just fill silence, they create connection. Ah, the dreaded silence. You're talking, everything's going well, and then suddenly, boom, dead air. Both of you stare at the table, wondering who's going to save the moment. Here's the truth. Silence isn't always bad. Sometimes people just need a second to think. But if it stretches too long, it can feel uncomfortable. So what do? Imagine you're eating lunch with a coworker. The conversation dries up, and you're both just chewing in silence. Instead of panicking, you can pull out a simple move. Bring the conversation back to something they mentioned earlier. For example, if earlier they said they like running, you could say, by the way, you mentioned you started running recently. What's your usual route? That tiny callback can restart the flow instantly. Go to strategies for silences. Comment on the surroundings. This cafe has the best playlists. Do you know who this artist is? Share something about yourself. I just tried cooking Thai food last week, and let's just say it was a disaster. A loop back. You said you're into photography. What kind of photos do you take? Key takeaway. Silences don't have to kill a conversation. If you have a few back pocket lines ready, you can turn those quiet moments into smooth transitions. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, fear. For a lot of us, the hardest part of talking to someone isn't the words. It's the voice in our head whispering. Don't do it. What if they think you're weird? What if you embarrass yourself? Here's the reality. Rejection isn't as scary as we make it out to be. Most of the time, people aren't rejecting you. They're just distracted, tired, or in their own head. You see someone across the room you'd love to meet. Maybe it's someone in your industry, or just someone who looks interesting. Your heart starts racing, and you freeze. But here's the trick. Instead of thinking, what if they don't like me? Flip it to, what if I just make their day better? So you walk up and say, hey, I'm John. I don't know many people here, so I figured I'd come over and introduce myself. Simple, honest, human. Even if the conversation doesn't go perfectly, you've won because you faced the fear. Key takeaway. The only way to get better at conversations is by having more of them. Start small. Say hi to the cashier. Compliment a stranger. Ask a coworker about their weekend. Every tiny rep builds your confidence muscle. At the end of the day, conversations aren't really about clever words. They're about how you make people feel. If you can make someone feel valued, they'll walk away thinking, wow, that was a great conversation, even if you barely spoke. Let's say you met someone at a party last week. Today, you run into them again, and you greet them with, hey Sarah, good to see you again. How's that new project you mentioned going? Their eyes light up. You remembered their name and something about them. That tiny gesture makes them feel special, and it instantly deepens your connection. People don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. So let's recap. 1. Listen actively. 2. Find common ground. 3. Use positive body language. 4. Ask better questions. 5. Handle silences smoothly. 6. Push past the fear of rejection. 7. Make people feel important. Talking to anyone isn't about being the funniest or smartest person in the room. It's about showing up with curiosity, kindness, and presence. So here's my challenge for you. This week, start one new conversation. It could be with a stranger, a colleague, or even someone you already know but haven't spoken to in a while. You'll be surprised at where that one conversation can lead. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tips. And hey, drop a comment below. What's your biggest struggle when it comes to conversations? I'd love to hear from you.